did like a recap of all of the protests in LA, and one of the words we put on the title was we use riots,
Yeah.
and obviously we got a lot of backlash.
I ain't sliding the DMs, but I saw it and was like, that ain't it.
Right, and a lot of people, and you know, the old bro, listen, the growth is real. The old me, I would have been like, I'm standing on it, I don't care. But you know, as we get bigger, I'm like, okay, let me kind of, you know, I don't want to. This is bigger than me, and so we changed it to protest. From my vantage point, and I guess maybe I'm just more so looking at the media. I'm looking at shit, people burning stuff, and I got nobody's necessarily getting hurt, but I'm seeing violence, and when I see that, my brain says, oh my God, it's a riot. And so, what makes this a protest versus a riot? Because it seems violent on TV, and maybe it's not. But
no, you hit on it, and actually you hit on it like 20 minutes ago.
I'm good.
Bro, I ain't throwing no shit. I swear to God. But when you said I ain't never been to a protest,
yeah. Okay,
right.
cool.
The reason you seeing all that is because you didn't go out in the streets. You didn't walk down to Alameda with me and see the police. You didn't go to the federal building. You didn't go to Grand Park and see Pastor Q, big homie, having everybody say, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death with like 2,000 of people, right? I will fear no evil. You know, my rod and my staff. Like, you didn't see clergy praying in front of the National Guard, and they don't want you to see that. That ain't no clicks. Riots clicks.
I know. Listen,
you know, the uprising ain't clicks.
We getting a lot of followers right now.
You know what I mean? And so the controversy, and then you got folks like recycling old videos, like from shit from way back. They going to 92. I was like, why is your video black and white? Like, why is you know? So and they want to see that. Fox News want to see that. The rest of the country want to see that. That's the way they see us. So when you use their language, you validate in the way they see us. That's probably why you got the pushback, because the way I see us is love and solidarity, and the way Nip and Pac said it, you know, black love, brown pride in the set. We out here, we fight for each other. That's what I'm seeing out here. I'm not seeing, you know, there's a couple Waymos. I did see a couple Waymos. I'm not gonna say that didn't happen. A couple of those happened.
What do you see when you see that? What are you thinking? Like who? What are you thinking?
People are mad.
You know what the Waymo thing is? Like, people saw the military across from them, and they said, how do we put a barrier between us and the military? Oh, I know. Let's call these driverless cars that already displaced Uber drivers, and because the car ain't gonna move if I call it here, and line up these cars between us and the police. That's how it started. And then, you know, somebody go smash a window, and it goes from there. But it started as a defense tactic, and then, you know, a few of us called Waymo and said, hey, turn off your geo location for LA. You got to turn that off for a few days. But
is that
I would also think about, though, I mean, we didn't start this. They came into our community. Right. So it's not like there was a riot going on. They sent the police in, right? Or they sent ICE in. ICE was here first. The people responded. That's why I would phrase it as a rebellion. They did the same thing with the Watts rebellion, the same thing with the LA rebellion in 92. It's the same playbook now, right? Like with the Watts rebellion, they always say, oh, we burnt down our own neighborhood. That wasn't necessarily the case. We burnt down commercial properties that we did not own, that white people left but wanted to maintain control over. And then we built something of our own in its ashes, right? And so it's always really important to know who came in, who started this. Watts rebellion started because of police altercation. The police came into our community. Same thing right now.
Is that a necessary part of rebellion? The burning and stuff? Do you feel like that's a necessary part of it? Or just,
I think resistance comes in many ways. I think that you need your legislators, but I also think you need, sometimes when things get this intense, where people are getting kidnapped and getting their families broken up, I think it is right to have a rebellion where property is destroyed, because it should cost something, because it's costing a lot of people their lives.
That's a bar, dude.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Said. Plus, you can't control the way people like act when they feel disrespected in some way too, and to that level, you know, I just feel like if you feel like standing there with the sign isn't going to do anything, it's like, all right, well, how do we make some noise? How do we get, you know, the fact that we're really like opposing this, you know, to be said. And I think that's like something that we've been seeing